Hi, Jamie Cohen with Cohen and Brosh Law Offices. I'm here today to talk to you about the O visa. Now, are you an artist? Musician? Athlete? Scientist? Or outstanding businessman? The O visa may be right for you. Now, what is the O visa? These are designed for people with extraordinary ability in their fields. So how is extraordinary ability determined? Well, you must either show that you've won like a major international award, let's say the Nobel Prize or an Academy Award of some sort, or that you meet at least 3 criteria from a list of about 10 different categories. So what does that mean? Well, for example, let's say you've won a national award of some sort. Let's say you're an ice skater or a well-known musician and you've won an award, let's say on The Voice or on one of the Idol shows or something like that. This would be considered a national award and it would fit into one of these 3 categories. So that's one. Or you've been written about in significant newspapers or journals. So we're talking about like multiple articles, major national newspapers that have discussed your abilities and your achievements. Those would qualify. Or let's say you're more in the scientific field or whatever, and you've actually published significant articles or journals. And again, these have to be in well-known type journals. Let's say one of the medical journals or some professional journal of some sort. That shows that, again, that you meet the extraordinary ability criteria. Or you've worked in a critical position in an organization that has a distinguished reputation. Now, for instance, that could be, let's say you've worked in the military, some foreign government's militaries in a responsible position where you've been an officer or something like that. Those would often be considered a critical position in an organization that has a distinguished reputation. Now, if you fit these categories, and again, unless you have won a major international award, you're going to need to at least to meet 3 of the standards, or meet 3 of the various categories. So if you feel like you've done that, then what do you need to get an O visa? First of all, you're going to need a U.S. employer, or alternatively an agent. That means that you're going to be, if it's an employer, it's somebody who's going to be hired you, and you'll be working for that individual employer, that individual company. Alternatively, it could be an agent, which is somebody this is typically for artists or musicians, where you've got multiple gigs that you're going around, and that agent has set up gigs for you in various different locations throughout the year, and that agent can now be the sponsor and the one that petitions you. So in other words, it's the employer and or the agent must be the one that's applying for you. You cannot apply for an O visa on your own. You need the employer sponsor. In addition, what you're going to need is what's called a written consultation from a U.S. labor organization or management organization. What do we mean by that? Well, this is particularly true, let's say, in the areas of being a musician or a television actor or something like that. These categories, these occupations have unions in the United States, labor unions, which have to basically sign off on you coming in to get this particular visa. If it's not in a specific category where a labor union is involved, then it has to be like a management organization. And there's multiple ones that cover all kinds of categories that an occupation that you might fit into. Now, normally, the O visa is given up to 3 years, and then you can renew it thereafter. So what do? Like, maybe you feel like, maybe you're one of these individuals. You're you consider yourself a significant artist or a musician or whatever, and you feel like you might qualify. Then what do you do? I would strongly recommend that you contact us below at our website. And what we can do for you is we will, with only a very minor charge, like a consultation fee, we will review your qualifications for you in advance of signing any contract to do the actual legal work to get this particular visa. Because the visa process is expensive, and what we're trying to do is ensure that you do not put out a lot of money before and not even be qualified. So we will tell you up front, after we look at what you send us, as to whether we think you will actually meet the criteria for this particular visa, and then from there we will help you go through the rest of the process. With that, thank you, and I hope that you feel that you can get a no visa.